Welcome to round 9 of TX2 racing. This is our inaugural year of racing, and this is the last round. I'll probably end up 4th in points. It's been a fun year. We were expecting really high temperatures today and very dusty conditions, but we got some rain yesterday, which is great. Track should be perfect. All right, we are here with Moto 1 of the final race of the season. After this Moto, there'll be a second Moto. We just heard the 10-second warning. Normally with these dead engine starts, I do pretty well, but this series does a hot engine start. And I flamed it out. You couldn't see it on the video, but we had to start with our right hand above our helmet. And so you're reaching down for that throttle really fast and trying to let the clutch out at the same time, or trying to dump the clutch at the same time. And it's just, you gotta time it right if you want to try to get the whole shot, and I screwed it up.
Oh, Craig didn't get a good start.
So I passed those two guys on the start line. We fell in corner 1. Now I think I'm in like 5th or 6th place. So the guy in the red and white ahead of me with the yellow helmet is Craig. He's our series leader, or he's our class leader. In order for him to win the whole series, he's got to get 4th or better, I think, if the second place guy, Brad, doesn't win. Brad has to win. Like, if he doesn't win, it's over. So I almost stalled there. Oh yeah, stalls. I do stall quite a bit in this Moto. I don't know what it was, like just trying to go fast on this tighter track. I talk about it in the intermission report, so stay tuned for that. The last race we had was a little bit more open than this and faster, so I was doing mostly like second gear, just revving it like really high, like 14,000 RPMs. And then I was thinking, after that race, I should just try third gear more. I should try, like, if it's a tight corner, I'll put it down into second and come out hot and then up to third. And so I made a point to do that before this race, but then it turns out this race was a lot tighter than we had. And third gear just doesn't work as well if you don't clutch a whole lot, which I don't tend to use my clutch a ton. So what I should have done is actually the opposite of what I did. I should have used third more at the last race, and then second, high RPMs more in this race. Okay, so that was maybe like 9,000 RPMs. That was in third gear, so I didn't even have it anywhere near the rev limiter. Yeah, this turn was off camber, downhill with some rocks. Is a little sketchy the first time, but you get used to kind of how much you need to lean on that. So every time I come out of a corner, I see Craig up there in the red and white, and I'm thinking, okay, just stay with them, get back. And so what I'm really trying to do here is do the things that I've been practicing, which are hold on to throttle longer. Stop talking there, sorry, because I stalled it. Hold the throttle longer. Throttle sooner coming into the corner and like maintain that throttle, and then coming out of the corner, hit the throttle hard. So I've been practicing all those things and just leading the bike more corner speed. So I'm really trying to do that. Also been trying to open up my corners a little bit more. My natural tendency is to want to go to the inside, but you see here on this corner, I went back to the middle to try to open it up a little bit more. What's really tough on a course like this is you can't, I'm assuming some people can, but I couldn't exactly memorize the course. So some of these corners are like 90-degree corners, but then some open up more. And for those, you just want to stay in third gear, stay on the throttle. But it's really hard to kind of remember which ones are tight and which ones are open. Somebody gave me a tip before the race I think it was actually Craig, our series leader, to try to look. Oh yeah, this guy. I thought he was cutting the course, but he didn't cut the course. Like he was like leaving the race, I guess. Coming out of this is probably the last time we'll see Craig. Kind of just barely see him going from left to right there. I'm sorry, from right to left. Yeah, so back to looking through the trees. Craig gave me the tip of try to look through the trees to see the next straight, to see if it's going to be a tight or an open straight. And then you can kind of gauge, do you need to slow down more, or can you give it more throttle? I actually did that because I wasn't doing it during practice, but during Moto 1 here, I was doing it, and I think it worked out like a lot better. So I came into scoring only, I think, 15 or 16 seconds behind Craig on lap 1. You can see I got a pretty good pace going here. Being really aggressive there. That corner gave me fits all day. It was just off camber. Oh man, loose sand. This is the straight where you can open it up the most. When you crested that hill, you wanted to start to slow down. Yeah, I didn't really execute that turn very well. But yeah, when I saw the scoring, like the lap times, I was really proud of myself. Just being so close to the leaders, or even just the mid-pack on lap 1. And then laps 2 and 3, I kind of went back to my old routine where I'm like 60 to 90 seconds behind them. Wrong gear. What's funny is I keep it in third there. That was just dumb. Yeah, I realized I was in the wrong gear and I just never switched down. What's really interesting is when you have the throttle pinned and you're in the wrong gear, and then all of a sudden it stops bogging and it like catches and it throws you to the back of the bike. That's really interesting. Did that a couple times. So if you've seen any of my previous videos, you'd know that I'm really learning how to like brake aggressively, and that chain chatters, which is a really good sign of even braking. And normally I hear more chain chatter, or I hear it for longer. And this, I don't know if you heard a couple corners ago, but it was just like really short, and that's really what I'm going for now. Do your braking, get it over with, but get back into the throttle or to the roll quicker, and don't slow down as much. That's been my enemy the entire year, is just slowing down too much. Kind of a wuss when it comes to the corners. That one kind of got me all day, because you'd think it's going to be tight, but it opens up, and then this very next one is like almost a 180. So driving it too deep into that one was a regular event. There's Terry to the right on that Kawasaki. But I could have opened that corner up a lot more. Now this is like the straight back to the start finish. You could really open it up right here. And I hit the rear brake too hard. What's really scary when that happens is when the rear starts to slide around, like either to the left or the right. And then you kind of have to counter steer that to react to it so you don't tip over, and then the rear of your bike is sliding out to the right, but you have the bars in the front wheel pointed to the left, and you're trying to hold it, and then you're like, please don't wreck. But it's quite the experience when it happens. So speaking of Terry, I do want to thank Terry. I did leave my wallet, or I thought I left my wallet, actually in the big field that we pitted in or camped in. And it turns out it did fall, but it fell into my door panel. So I was able to find my wallet the next day when I had thought I had left it there. But I really appreciate Terry was out there at night with his flashlight, or, you know, in dusk is what I really meant. Yeah, that sucked. That's what I was talking about. That you could see it on the video. The rear of the bike starts to slide around to the right. But yeah, Terry was out there till dusk, and he had a long day putting on this race. So really appreciate him doing that for me. I do have an air tag in my wallet now, so that won't happen again. There's Kevin Wanyura, absolutely a beast of a sea rider. He wins like the overall every race. And before you say what I think you're thinking, he was coming off an injury, so cut him some slack. But I'm on lap 2 now, and he has already caught me. I can keep him in sight for a few corners, but he gets gone pretty quickly. Speaking of shout-outs, I want to give a shout-out to TJ's. TJ's is our local KTM shop here, and went in there for a part before the race. I was really worried about my skid plate because I had lost the front bolt to my skid plate, even though I used Loctite. And I needed that bolt to... I knew it was going to be rocky here, so I needed that skid plate on. I didn't want to have to take it off. So shout out to TJ's for always carrying the parts that we need, and I bought a lot of gear there too. I bought my elbow pads, chest protector. I didn't get my helmet there, but I bought these gloves, these Fox gloves that I'm wearing, I bought there, and the pants that I'm wearing I bought there too. So got a lot of cool stuff from TJ's. I did buy my son's bike there as well, so I have bought a bike.
Why do I keep doing that, motherfucker? I know what I'm doing wrong too. Not getting my weight back.
It goes from bad to worse. So as you heard me saying there, I know exactly what I'm doing wrong. I am being lazy and braking. I'm just kind of like either standing up or stay seating, but I need to be standing and getting my weight to the rear of the motorcycle so that that rear wheel won't stall. Alright, we're going to skip ahead here a little bit on Moto 1. Pretty uneventful except for the few stalls that are coming up. Yeah, I saw that guy coming. You see me look to the left, and then I stall again, right there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. This is embarrassing. I don't even know why I included this in the video. That guy was one of the guys who was down on the start straight at the start of our race. He finally caught up to me. I think this is lap 3. So we're about to finish Moto 1, and he finally caught up to me. Because I stalled, like so many times. My little dot on the front number plate's starting to come on. And we stalled again. We just wanted to make it an even number. That's a fun straight. I love pinning it in third gear. Just feel that power. Yes!
All right, that was a rough one. I flamed it out on the start, and I was able to stay with the pack. For about half a lap, and then a couple stalls just zapped me on that. I've got to figure out. It's such a tight course that I'm just trying to jam it too fast into these corners and I'm stalling the bike. I know exactly what my problem is. I'm not getting my weight back far enough over the rear tire, and I need to fix that before Moto 2.
All right, we gotta fix that really bad start here in Moto 2. So we practiced it a couple times. Think I got the motion down. Let's see. I did get it down. But then that guy right to my right comes and cuts me off, and I couldn't pin the throttle because I didn't want to hit him. Excuse my remark there. Obviously I don't think he's an asshole, but I did call him one, and I apologize for that. All right, so I am trying to stay on his rear bumper, or rear wheel, and pass him. That's one thing that I've been working on this season, is passing people. So the first thing I need to do before I can see an opening is stay close. Well, that didn't help. Got a little lazy there. Didn't stand. Was sitting down. Watch this.
You suck at racing, dude. I can catch some people.
So that was so dumb. I was in the middle of a straight, I don't think I had the throttle pin there, but I definitely had it pretty far over. And I decided, oh yeah, let's clean the GoPro lens off. And then all of a sudden I was like, crap, I need to get my hands back on the bars because I have to brake for this corner coming up. And then of course I overshot the corner because I couldn't get back on the controls fast enough. All right, so my thought process here is catch this guy. You know you can do it. You know you can. You got it in you. Don't watch him. Just hit the corners like you're supposed to. Be aggressive. Getting on the throttle there a lot earlier than I used to, but it's still at the apex. I need to be getting on the throttle a little bit earlier. Okay, third gear, didn't quite pin it. We see those trees at the end of the straight. Little bit afraid of knocking into one, but to get on that throttle harder if we're going to be fighting for podiums ever here. Alright, so I'm coaching myself or talking myself up there. Do not want to finish last in this moto. So I finally caught him. I'm like, yes, now we got to stick with him and pass him. I felt like there was an opening there that I should have taken, but I didn't. Yeah, I tried to go outside in because I saw him hugging the inside, and I was like, well, maybe if I try an outside in, I can get him, but I didn't really execute that turn well enough. But I am so staying with this guy. I'm determined to pass him until the very next corner. Now watch this.
Oh, fuck.
What did I do?
Ah, that's what happened.
What did I do?
Overrun.
Oh, man.
I can't get that back down.
So, I don't know what I did. I had been executing that turn pretty well all day. I was, drifting to the outside, coming off the exit, and I guess I tried to hug the middle of the turn and lean it too much because you saw me. I tipped over, and then I thought I could save it. I must have hit the throttle, but I was pointed off the course at the time and then just lost it.
That was a hard hit on the hand.
Yeah, my right thumb is on the palm is hurting now. And I actually broke the cover on my smartwatch too. Luckily, I have a safety cover on it, so the watch itself is fine. Alright, so this guy ahead of me has a green dot on his sticker. I'm sorry, he has a green sticker on his helmet. And he is in the 55C class, which started like 20-30 seconds behind me. And now I'm saying to myself, I gotta stay with this guy. Like, I'm thinking, this is only lap 1. I can just latch onto this guy and we can go catch some of the people in my class. That little bowl around the pond just becomes more hard packed throughout the day, and then it's pretty hard pan now. Yeah, slowing down too much there. I think if I had not slowed down so much and then let my bike drift to the outside of the exit, I think that would have just been much faster. It's kind of like what I did right there. Where did that guy come from? That guy is flying. I think he's got a black dot on his helmet. I don't know what class that is. I think it's like maybe 65C. But he's flying. Like, not only does he get by me quick, but he like loses me quick too. Gotta stand for this. Look at the front wheel just going crazy there. I don't know how people sit for that straight. It is so bumpy. The GoPro does not do it justice. If I tried to sit, I just would probably bounce off the bike, I would think. Maybe not literally, but definitely would feel like it. So I was riding kind of lazy in Moto 1, and now I'm pumped. Now I'm standing up more during the race. I'm getting my weight back, braking into corners, not stalling as much, not stalling nearly as much. I'm just riding a whole lot better. Now, I think my pace on lap 2 of Moto 1 was just slightly faster. I think it was like a 9 minute 30 seconds, probably the fastest lap. So my times didn't really show it. I think I was like maybe 5-6 seconds slower on this lap, but I definitely felt like it was faster. That wreck cost me like 20 seconds right there, of course. Come on, Chris. Throttle out of that corner. And I don't know why I slowed down so much on that. That was so obvious. That was not a 90-degree corner. You can see me ducking through some of these. This is a little steeper than it looks on camera. Like going down there. And this, I should have held the throttle almost wide open on that one. And here, I just got to do better at memorizing the course. This is the 5th time I've gone through this course. Just wasting so much time. I am doing a good job sticking with this guy though. I'll have to give myself that. I kind of feel like I'm racing him now, even though we're not in the same class. Coming in from the outside here. That was good. Held it nice and tight. As I get more aggressive on that front brake, I'll be able to hold that open a little bit longer. But I did go right from throttle to braking, which is good for me because sometimes I coast and then I'm like really wasting time. All right, let's do lap 2. This guy looks like he's out on a Sunday stroll. Like, I feel like I'm working really hard and he's just enjoying the ride. Never stands up really, just kind of like casually sitting down, puts his leg down. Like, he does not look like he's using any energy. I'm like shifting my weight to the outside as I'm standing through some of these corners and getting my weight back as I'm braking. Like, if I'm in a standing position and I'm trying to power forward, I'm getting my head over the bars. Like, I'm really working it here. I think we're using a lot different amounts of energy though. I left it in second there. I should have shifted up. But you gotta be in second coming through here. I tried to come up this little dragon back in third one time. That didn't work. So this series is having a 4-hour race coming up in June. It's not part of the actual championship series, but the promoters, same promoters. And it's going to be a tag team 4-hour event. Starts at 6 o'clock, so it'll finish at night. And I was really wanting to do it. I was actually going to do the Ironman, the 4-hour Ironman. And it just turns out I have a scheduling conflict and can't make it. So I was bummed about that. There's a 24-hour race coming up in November, first weekend of November, and that sounds like it's gonna be fun. So he just looks behind me and sees me and lets me by. I was a little bummed about that. I really wanted to race him and try to like catch him and pass him. I don't know if I would have been able to pass him, but I really wanted to try. That's the kind of experience that I need. So he lets me by, and then I try to keep the pressure on, stay out in front. This doesn't look downhill, but it really was downhill there. That's why I'm only at like quarter throttle.
I wanted to race them.
All right, we're gonna skip ahead here. Nothing really happened in that space. I did held the lead for like 10 minutes probably. And then this guy finally catches back up to me and passes me. Same guy from 55C. But now I'm starting to feel it. Like we did 1 lap of practice, 3 laps in the first moto. So this is lap 7 of the day. And I'm starting to get tired. Like I'm definitely, you can tell, not riding as aggressive as I was before at all. Yeah, I'm still getting up on the pegs and getting in my attack position. You can tell I'm standing up through there. But the pace isn't there. The pace has definitely fallen off. Overall, I'm really proud of this season. I think I've made a lot of progress from the first race we did in September. I ended up 4th in points for the season. It was a lot of fun. I got 10 points of bonus points because I hit every single race. So it was a ton of fun, and I do it all over again. Definitely meeting new people and hanging out with the people was great. Terry and Corey put on a great race series. It's interesting racing on courses that are this wide, because we normally do single track races with just a very few open sections. And this kind of inverts that with mostly open section with just a few single track sections. So it's been a lot of fun. It's been interesting. You really have to work on your racecraft. Straightaway speed, corner exit speed, entry speed, braking. You have to really work on all of that, because on single track, I think sometimes you can relax a little, like especially if you can't pass the person in front of you and the person behind you can't pass you. You can kind of relax. You don't need to worry so much about, oh, am I trying to milk every ounce of speed out of this corner, because you can't go anywhere. So it definitely is a different mindset racing in this series, and I like it because to me it's kind of like a moto track with no jumps. I like riding on the moto track, but I just suck at the jumps. So carrying speed through a moto track is not that easy for me because I have to slow down so much for the jumps. I am trying to work up some courage to do some smaller tabletops, but I haven't like gotten there yet, okay? I can like jump maybe almost 10 feet on the tabletops, so I know that's like just 2 bike lengths, but anyway, I'm getting there. So I do like this because I am really able to work on transitions and linking corners together, and not just following a single track, but like opening up the corners, coming in from wide, hitting the apex tight, and then opening up wide again. So I really have enjoyed the whole year, learning a lot on my bike, getting faster, being more aggressive is huge for me because I just was such a passive racer at times. And you can tell here I just kind of lost the energy, but definitely in the last 4 races of the season have been way more aggressive than at any other point in my racing. So we're coming back to the start finish here. I didn't record an after race report, so I'll just kind of give it right here. I did enjoy this property. It's the second time we hit it this season. Really enjoyed racing this series, and I'm going to be back again for next season. Really just want to thank you guys for tuning in, watching, and we'll be putting out more videos this summer. It's going to be a fun summer of practicing, getting faster, and just trying to work on that speed, that raw speed, and staying in control. Thanks for watching, and we will talk to y'all later.